This is Mark Sanchez, and you're watching The Boys Podcast.
His new toy, Braylon Edwards, nice pass, and the game is tied up at 7.
Gonna pull it down on the quarterback draw. He scores. Sanchez, his second rushing touchdown of the season. Sanchez gonna go deep, far sideline. It is caught for a touchdown. David Clowney. Clowney's first touchdown catch of the year.
Sanchez still has it. He's going in with no one near him. Nobody knows again. Look at everybody in the pile. That's just a legend around this new special teams coach. Sanchez. Edwards has it and trying to back in. And they give him the touchdown. Braylon Edwards fights for it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Boys Podcast. Today, I'm joined by an amazing guest. He's a 3-time Rose Bowl winner during his time at the University of Southern California. He's a 1-time Rose Bowl offensive MVP, and he was drafted 5th overall back in 2009 by the New York Jets. And he's played in the NFL for teams such as the New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, Denver Broncos, Dallas Cowboys, the Chicago Bears, and the Washington football team. And he has appeared, and I must say, I think he has one heck of an amazing voice on the Masters. Mr. Mark Sanchez. Welcome, Mark.
Oh, Joe, thank you so much. What an intro, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Now that things are open up, what have you been up to?
So my family's got a little place in Ensenada that's in Baja, California that we like to frequent. It's a place where I grew up going, learned how to ride a bike and all that good stuff. And so I got a boy who's going to be 5 here pretty soon named Daniel. And so we've been doing that quite a bit with him. Just enjoying this weather, and I'm very lucky to live where I live in Orange County, California. So we've had some nice weather recently, and I've been able to get down to the beach a little bit, do some paddle boarding, do a little body surfing, and obviously keep up with the NFL draft and all that. So it's been a good couple months, and I'm glad that things are starting to open up again, and people are getting back into restaurants, and you're starting to see a little more life. It's nice.
Nice. Well, I'm just, believe it or not, the start of quarantine, I graduated high school virtually.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I figured I'd start these podcasts to start like a positive attitude and impact to make people cheer up and all that.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Thank you. And for the Chicago Bears, speaking of them, Justin Fields, we just got, and I think you interviewed him on your 4th and Forever.
I did. Yeah, he's going to be a stud. I think, if they develop him the right way, and it sounds like they're pushing Andy Dalton as their starter, which I think might be a good thing for Justin Fields. As much as I know he wants to play, that's not necessarily a bad situation to learn from a guy who's got a ton of NFL experience, game experience, got to be one of the most experienced backups in the league that's out there, or starters this year. But he's got playoff experience with the Bengals, got a ton of play time, a lot of burn last year in Dallas. So this could be a great situation for Justin Fields to glean from him and learn.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Mark. Okay. Now, what made you want to become a football player, and who was your biggest inspiration for football?
Well, my 2 older brothers, my brother Brandon's 8 years older than me. My brother Nick is 14 years older than me. So whatever they did, I wanted to do. And they played baseball, basketball, and football growing up. I used to, do my homework in our office at home, and all their ribbons and medals and trophies and jerseys and helmets and all that were all, plastered on the walls of the office. So I wanted that, I wanted my athletic accomplishments on the wall. And so that became my initial inspiration. And then growing up, one of my favorite players was Carson Palmer. I was his ball boy with one of my best friends, Scotty McKnight. And we were ball boys when he was in high school for Carson, and got to see him go through the high school process, go to USC. And at that time, USC would come down to UCI in Irvine, which is only like 20 minutes away from my house. And we'd go watch them practice for training camp. They'd be there for about a month for training camp. So we got to go watch all those practices when Carson was competing for the job. And then when Coach Carroll came in, and just to see how his game really elevated and then ended up being the number 1 overall pick was pretty fun and special to watch because of my personal connection to him and his family. So that was an incredible time, and those were the things that really lit the fire in me to want to compete and want to be a quarterback. I wanted to compete with my brothers. I wanted to emulate Carson Palmer. So that's where it all started.
Dang. He was a great football player too when he played, Mr.
No
Palmer.
doubt. Incredible player.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who's your favorite team and least favorite team growing up? And do you have a favorite player? Like,
Ooh, we didn't really have a team in LA. So, I guess the Chargers, just because they were close by. LaDainian Tomlinson was one of my favorite players. And, man, I'm trying to think of least favorite team. I don't know. I guess anybody the Chargers were playing, but I didn't follow NFL quite as much. I followed more just specific players and quarterbacks, the Elway, Marino, Favre, Troy Aikman. Those were the guys that I really loved watching growing up. So yeah, I guess the Chargers and LT and those quarterbacks.
wow. Imagine if one of those quarterbacks was with the Chargers. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay. Now, how did it feel to be drafted 5th overall in 2009 by the Jets, and who was there to witness it? Like, who was with you?
I had about 50 family members there, and it was an incredible time. And I was a little nervous because the night before, the Seattle Seahawks told me if I was available at number 4 overall that they were going to take me. And I was watching the draft feed, and I think it was ESPN at the time, and my whole family's in there, and the 3rd pick just ended, boom, and here comes the 4th pick. So I knew what Seattle told me, and I was expecting to go to Seattle. Well, they took Aaron Curry from Wake Forest. He went ahead of me, and so I walked out of the room because I was a little embarrassed and a little upset and frustrated because I didn't know what was going to happen now. And while I was outside of the room, I wasn't paying attention, and the Jets traded up during that time. So that's when everything shifted and changed, and my dad was the only one who went in the other room with me. And I get either a 973 or a 271 area code calling me. And I said, Dad, that's New Jersey. That's New Jersey. That could be the Jets, but they don't pick till later. He said, who cares? Just answer the phone. So I picked up the phone. It was Mike Tannenbaum and Rex Ryan. They said, are you ready to be a Jet? And wow, it totally shocked me. So I had to run back in the other room, and we redid the phone call so we could reenact everything. But it was incredible and the right thing to do to have my family there. And we all enjoyed that.
In my opinion, I think the Jets had a steal of a pick. That was a good pickup for them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mark Sanchez, quarterback, USC.
Now let me put my New York hat on for a moment and interpret this reaction.
Okay. Now, what was your pregame snack, drink, song, and ritual? What did you have?
Yeah, so in college, I had a pretty cool mix, I thought, at the time. But the Killers were on there. There's some Lil Wayne, some Kanye, a couple remixes to songs. And whenever we get off the bus, it was the Killers, When You Were Young, or When We Were Young, I think it is. And that was kind of like my walk-up song that I wanted to hear as I was going down the steps of the Coliseum into the locker room. Once I got into the NFL, it changed quite a bit. There were a bunch of different songs that were popular at the time. As far as food goes, the night before, the day of games was always tough to eat for me. That's why I ended up eating that hot dog. But I didn't love eating before games. I just felt a little too full. I wanted to be a little lighter. And so the night before, I'd eat, a good-sized meal. Some sort of protein and pasta or something like that. But the day of was always tough for me to keep food down. And then during games, I was just pretty much a water guy. Who knows? It was always interesting after the first quarter of the game, I'd always go check out the Gatorade and see if it was any good, the person who mixed it, because it's always so hard when you make it in such a big thing. It was just kind of like, hey, after the first quarter, go check on the Gatorade, kind of reset your mind, and let's see if the Gatorade's worth anything today. And so that was always just one of my little things that after the first quarter, you could kind of reset and get back into the game.
Wow. See, if I were to eat during a game or that, just the day of the game, I'd be like, oh, I can't, because if I puke or.
Yeah, there's a lot of nerves going. So.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how does it feel to have the record for the first ever rookie quarterback to win your first 3 starts? How does that feel? of that
Gosh,
record?
those were some fun games, especially right out of the gate. I think it gave me an unrealistic expectation and perspective of what the NFL was like, because you don't just come in and rip off a bunch of wins. It's not that easy. But we had our share of struggles that year too, and it was just a testament to the other players around me, the rushing attack that we had with Thomas Jones and Sean Green, a great offensive line we had up front, anchored by Nick Mangold, and then our two tackles, Damian Woody, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, our guards, Brandon Moore and Alan Faneca. There's Hall of Famers, there's perennial Pro Bowlers on that O-line, and then we ended up adding Braylon Edwards later, I think right after that fourth game or something. So we bolstered up that receiving core with Jericho Cotchery and Dustin Keller, and we were off to the races, man. That was a quick start, but an unrealistic start.
Yeah. Now for like, what was it? Okay. Now for the Jets, do you feel like Zach Wilson's like the future?
I mean, he's got to be, and I think they did a good job of drafting around him. I think it's unfortunate for Sam Darnold, because he didn't get this kind of treatment while he was there, and there was a lot of turnover during his tenure. So I think they're at least starting the right way. I think Joe Douglas is on the right track, and this could be a special player for them, so long as they build it the right way, which it looks like they are.
Yeah, and then Darnold's is a USC alum too, if I remember.
Absolutely, of course, I got a special place for him in my heart, and I want him to do well as a fellow Trojan.
And that, believe it or not, I'm in Illinois. That's actually my favorite college. I would love to go to USC. That's my favorite college. Love to go to USC. The colors, the color scheme, the school itself.
There's something to it that people say that all around the country, that once they've seen those uniforms, that cardinal and gold, the helmets, just the tradition, the yellow pants, it's a big deal, and it was an honor to play there.
Awesome. Okay. Now, who would you say is the most exciting player and team to watch right now in the NFL? Who would you say?
Oh, man. I do enjoy watching the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, as much as, I cringe every time Kyler Murray takes off and runs with the ball, it's still exciting. It's still fun for me to watch, but there's always still a special place to watch somebody like Tom Brady doing it at this age, and how good he's gotten. And as the physicality of the game starts to take its toll on you, he's still there physically, and then mentally he's only growing, he's only getting better, he's only getting faster, he's only evolving. And so there's something to that too. I love the explosiveness and excitement of Kyler Murray and the big play potential, but I also love just the steady precision, surgeon-like approach of Tom Brady.
Yeah, I would say who I like wise out in general. I like running back Derrick Henry, the Titans.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
He's really good in my opinion.
Yeah, as long as you don't have to tackle him, he's great.
Yeah, with the stiff arm, that was good.
Yeah, heck no, I don't want any part of that guy.
Yeah. Okay, now do you have a favorite band and/or artist and type of music? And what is your favorite?
I mean, I'm all over when it comes to music. I do have a connection with Dave Matthews Band through Nick Mangold, so I'm a huge fan of Dave, and have met him a few times, been to a bunch of concerts, and saw a show in Mexico City, saw him all over the country, and he's one of my favorite artists to listen to, and he's always steady, man. They're always going to put on a good show, and that's just a great, he's got just a great set of songs that always put me in a good mood. So I love Dave.
Oh, do you have a favorite food?
Favorite food? I do love just a straight up steak and baked potato. I can never go wrong there. But as a SoCal guy, I do love me some sushi, and I love Mexican food.
Wow, now I'm hungry for those foods actually. Okay, do you have a favorite movie and TV show?
Let me think. Movie, maybe Fletch. It's an old one with Chevy Chase. Caddyshack's got to be up there. I love the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. That's another older one. I'm trying to think here. TV show. Gosh. Right now I'm watching City on a Hill with Kevin Bacon. Wow. He's incredible. He's incredible. It's all about the Boston police department, like in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and it is, crime takes place and they're trying to figure everything out. But it's incredible, well written, ton of character backstory, ton of interwoven plot twists and all that, and I really love it.
Wow, because believe it or not, I don't know if I told you, I actually interviewed actors and actresses on the podcast.
Yeah, dude, you're big time, bro. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I've interviewed Tommy Chung, Cheech and Chong. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like, you would be like, Joe, how the hell? You know what I mean?
You got it, bro.
Thank you. Okay, now if you never did football, what would your career be, and what other interests and hobbies do you have besides playing football?
Oh man, let me think here. My dad was a firefighter, so I'd always thought about doing that. But that would have been just such a different career path, and taking fire science courses and all that. I don't know. I really don't know. I was dead set on playing ball, some sort of ball. I guess if I had to rank it, I would say football was probably my favorite. Basketball was a close second. I really enjoyed playing basketball. But I was a 6th, 7th man, get a bunch of rebounds, use all my fouls, and score 2 points, inbound the ball, try and throw it down the court. I had a specific role, and I was really good at that. And my job was just to go abuse the other team's big man, get him frustrated, get him off his game, go steal the low block from him. So he's just another foot or two outside of his comfort zone, and he's got to shoot a little farther and just, kind of mess up his whole evening. And so I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed competing with big guys like that, like positioning under the rim and boxing out and stuff. And so, because I wasn't nearly as big as some of these guys, I was more the size of like a 2 or 3 guard, but I couldn't shoot or dribble like that. So I had to get down and dirty and throw some elbows and stuff in the key. So that was always really fun. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, now do you have any hobbies or?
I play a little guitar occasionally. I do try to do it more now because my son's into music so much. He loves drums. He loves guitar. So we'll see if that's kind of the path he takes. But other than that, I mean, I'm at the beach as much as I can be. I love Broadway and musical theater, so hopefully that comes back soon. And then, I'm always down for a good movie. So hopefully these theaters will open up soon again.
Yeah, and I've had on, do you know who Michael Cerveris is? He's a Broadway actor.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
He won the Tony Award for
Yeah.
You know?
That's incredible. Yeah. I presented at the Tonys in like 2010. Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of theater. Love it.
See, you'd be like, Joe, again, you'd be like, holy crap. Again,
So you got it going on, bro.
Thank you, bro. Okay. And how did it feel like to be on The Masked Singer? Like, what was your experience like on that show? Like, how did that the baby alien?
It was incredible because I was blown away with how much I learned about music, how much time and effort goes into keeping things a secret. And then, seeing the other talent. You don't know who else is on the show. You have no clue. And there's no green room backstage where everybody hangs out and you're going to compete against so-and-so. You don't even hear them. So you have no clue what's going on until things start happening. And it was just, I was so appreciative of Keith, of Dina Katz and all the people that went into the puppeteer who helped me. We would do Zooms like this for hours. The vocal coach on Zoom for hours. Practicing, hitting the right notes, going through the way the song was going to be spliced together. And it was just the choreography, the dancing around, the whole thing was so much work and so much fun at the same time. I was just impressed how they got that show off the ground. And I think they just got renewed for season 6. So I'm fired up for them. And it's a great opportunity for anybody who's willing to take that chance, because it is, there's a lot of nerves, just like running out of the tunnel in front of 90,000 people at the Coliseum or the Rose Bowl. There's a ton of nerves going into that thing when you hear that noise in your ear telling you it's time to perform. So it was a very similar feeling, and I had a blast.
Oh, in my opinion, I think you sang the song "Faith" really good. You were really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody's got a body like you. Oh,
Okay. Now, what is your football advice? Like for people who want to become a football player, what is your advice?
Ooh, most importantly for these young kids to be strong in the classroom, because you can't get into college without the grades. You can't stay eligible without the grades. That's one of the most important things. And the football side, if you're lucky enough and things work out the way they were, that like they might have for me, if you get an opportunity to play in the NFL, whether you're the 5th overall pick or you're undrafted free agent, that only might happen. Like there's a small chance that could happen. That's like winning the lottery. So you got to have something that's firm as your foundation. It's got to be your education. I highly recommend that they graduate, and I think that's just the most important thing, because you gotta have the grades, stay eligible, and get into school. So I'd pursue that hard, and then when it comes to the football stuff, you got to outwork everybody. You got to use every resource you possibly can, and exhaust those resources if you want to get, at every level, every rung of the ladder you could climb. You gotta use people around you to get where you want to go, and and then pay those people back, because they do a lot. The people driving you to practice, people picking you up, the people setting up extra tutoring, extra practicing, extra tutelage, all that. It's a big deal, and somebody else is working while you're sleeping, so you gotta get up and go.
Yeah, and I like to say, like, stay humble. Like, remember where you came from.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So, what would you like to promote? Is there anything like to promote and shout out, like help out?
Currently, let's think here. Nothing too crazy, bro. I'm just enjoying being a dad. I'm enjoying my family quite a bit, watching my nieces and nephews play ball. My nephew's about to be in high school, so I get to go to his practices and stuff, and watch him get ready for freshman year of football, which is fun. That's pretty much it going on over here. We'll ramp up for football season and see where things shake out with all these contracts and everything going on.
Yeah, and if you want me to, I can link down your Twitter, Instagram. I got you.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram at @Mark_Sanchez for both. Hit the TikTok thing like once, and that was plenty for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, and Mark, for being an awesome and amazing guest.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome, Mark.
Yes, sir.